When we hear the word bull, many of us instinctively feel fear, remembering the ferocious bullfighting contests, where many bullfighters have suffered serious injuries. We might also think of the mythical Minotaur, the terrible monster born from the union of a woman and a bull, devouring young girls and terrifying humanity. In the real world, however, bulls aren't only impressive because of their ferocity, but also because of their size. So what are the largest bulls in the world? Bulls are heavy and huge. They weigh even more than bears do. An average bull can weigh about 750 kilograms, reaching a height of more than 1.5 meters. However, there are giants even among these huge animals. Chianina is a breed of bulls that resemble a cloud. No, they aren't fluffy, but it seems that their shadow could actually cover an entire city. The height of this animal is about 2 meters. Its weight can reach 1.5 tons, which makes it one of the largest bulls in the world. It's so huge that it can compete in size with young hippos. Enormous strength, endurance, and surprisingly calm disposition make this bull very popular. Chianina isn't only considered one of the most common breeds in their native Italy, it has long become popular far beyond its borders. It is believed to be an ancient breed, older than some countries in which now it is bred. Huge herds of Chianina graze in many countries of South America. It isn't just huge, but also has a very tough skin that resembles armor. Therefore, even small snakes can't bite through it, let alone blood-sucking insects. Just what one needs to live in the tropical climate to which this animal has adapted very well, not feeling any discomfort from the heat. This bull looks like a real monster that was bred in some laboratory and might have even been pumped up with steroids. Its size is just that impressive. With a weight of almost 1.5 tons, it is twice as large as ordinary bulls. Its every muscle is visible under the smooth skin. The bull can break through the wall without even using its horns. These impressive muscles aren't a one-off case of mutation, but the pride of the entire breed, which is called the Belgian Blue, and it is valued highly in its homeland. Such incredible musculature is found in many animals and is a result of natural mutation. The gene that is responsible for muscle growth simply becomes more active. Thus, when the body develops, it makes better use of food as a building material for such an impressive muscle frame, which isn't the case with most ordinary animals with a less active gene. Such a mutation can occur in other animals, such as dogs, for example. However, the breeders who worked on the Belgian Blue cattle made an effort to keep this gene and turn random mutations into a stable trait of this breed. To do this, they simply crossbred cows and bulls with this gene. As a result, they got the breed that isn't only bigger, but is also much stronger than most other breeds. But the Belgian Blue wasn't bred to participate in battles or bullfighting. This breed of cattle was bred for meat. This amount of muscle makes the meat less fatty than chicken and over 3 times less fatty than regular beef, while being much richer in protein. Moreover, these bulls are very good-natured and have a very balanced temper. Of course, one shouldn't tease them, but these bulls never use their superpower and don't rush into an attack for no good reason. The Brahman bull looks like the fruit of the forbidden love of a cow and a camel, but it isn't actually so, of course. Such crossbreeding is impossible because the difference in the genetic codes of these animals is too big. Nevertheless, the Brahman looks very unusual. A huge, powerful body, a large head the size of a human torso, and a massive hump, which adds about 15 centimeters to the animal's height, and can even be so large that it will fall to the side when the bull is running. The Brahman is the first breed of cattle that was bred in the United States at the very beginning of the 20th century. Just as the name implies, this breed was based on the breeds brought to the US from distant India. The weight of the bull can go far over 1 ton, and its height can reach about 2 meters. Its hump isn't just an accessory. It plays the same role as the camel's hump. It can be a reservoir for nutrients if the animal has to go without water or food for a long time, which is why US farmers love these animals so much. The Brahman can be released for free pasture without the need to worry whether it will be able to find food or water. Even if it finds itself roaming around deserted land for some time, The supply of fat in the hump will help it survive without a negative effect on its health, thus holding onto it until it finds food in sufficient quantities. This isn't only one of the largest cattle breeds on the planet, but also one of the toughest ones. Its skin is so thick that the animal is virtually invulnerable to the bites of large mosquitoes and other bloodsuckers, which means that the animal doesn't usually suffer from the diseases that these insects carry. The cow is usually much smaller than the bull, about 1.5 times smaller, but that's not the case with the Montbéliarde breed. These huge animals have impressive size, regardless of gender. A regular cow grows so large that its height at the withers reaches 1.8 meters. That is the height of an adult male. Bulls, of course, are also huge. The French breed was bred for milk and meat. The logic of the breeders was simple. The larger the cow, the more milk it can give. One cow gives about 8.5 tons of milk per year. That's enough to feed a small village, while an entire farm can easily export milk and dairy products. Therefore, these cows are a great source of milk, although most of it is used to make cheese. Some types of elite French cheeses, such as Minotaur or Morbier, can contain the milk of these particular cows. As for bulls, their meat is valued for an almost complete absence of fat, amazing tenderness, and elasticity. The German Angus is an unusual breed of cattle, which immediately catches the eye with its size. The weight of a cow can significantly exceed half a ton, but the bulls are even more impressive. The difference between the sexes in this breed is huge, since the males are about twice as heavy as the females, reaching a weight of more than a ton. At the same time, the skeleton of the bulls makes up only 15% of the animal's weight, which isn't much, so the bull looks a little puffed up with its wide chest, huge body, and head on relatively thin legs. But it doesn't suffer from obesity. That's just the way it is. The Asian water buffalo is a real titan even among other wild horned heavyweights. It is about 1/3 larger than ordinary bulls and weighs up to 1.2 tons. Its height at the withers can reach almost 2.2 to 2.3 meters, and its length is almost 3 meters. It somewhat resembles a van in its size. However, the most impressive feature of this bull is its huge, powerful horns. They are slightly curved, usually directed backwards, so as not to get in the way when the animal walks through the dense thickets, and there is a good reason for it. The length of the horns of wild individuals can reach over 2 meters. If such a weapon was pointed up and forward like deer horns, the buffalo would have to clean its horns of bird nests and broken tree branches almost every walk through the forest. These domestic bulls are the descendants of the Asiatic buffalo, which was tamed thousands of years ago, so these animals can easily interbreed. That poses a problem, because during the time under the care of a man, the domestic bulls have changed a lot, and their horns have become almost half as long. Now they have a sagging belly, and their temper has changed. Calves born of wild and domestic buffaloes are usually weaker than those born of purebred wild individuals. That's bad, because there are virtually no worthy opponents for an adult wild buffalo in nature. Only tigers and the largest crocodiles can attack adult males. The battle between a tiger and a buffalo is one of the most impressive duels that can be seen in the wild. These two are definitely worthy opponents. The biggest and strongest wild cat against the biggest and most aggressive wild buffalo in all of Asia. The tiger sneaks up to the buffalo to ambush the prey before it has time to use its horns. The predator is trying to get to the throat. The tiger can break the neck of a smaller individual with one blow, but an adult bull is too strong. So the only chance for the tiger to win is to get to the neck vessels with its fangs and strangle the bull. But the ungulate doesn't give up without a fight and can trample the tiger. And if it notices the predator early enough and manages to meet the jump with its horns, the tiger has no choice but to flee. Moreover, buffaloes are herd animals. They come to each other's aid, which is definitely a problem for the tiger. In the worst-case scenario, the striped animal can become the victim. However, the more blood of the domestic cousin the wild buffalo has, the weaker it is, and thus, the more vulnerable it is to other predators, such as a leopard, wolves, and wild dogs. Friends, that's all for today. Like the video, subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you next time.